outsourcing, and then you decided to learn how to make on your own.
Yeah. Yes.
Sometimes when it comes to like this grind that we're on right now, it's always important to like have skill sets and enhance your skill sets. And I want Matt, because I know Matt's going to talk on this. Why is it so important for us to like upset our skills in whatever we're doing and not just staying at, let's say we're good at this, but understanding that if there's something else I can improve on, it will help to my cause or what I'm bringing.
Well, we never reach our full potential. Like, wherever you are, you have not. They always, you hear these things where they talk about the matrix. We're only using about 5% of our brain. Like, there's skill sets in us. There's unseen environment that we have to be shown for us to actually tap into where we are. So whenever there's a chance for you to learn, become better, to grow, right? We mentioned growth earlier. That's what life is all about. Like, learn, study, grow, teach. Right? That's the only way you can move forward, right? Because life is going to get harder. The skill set that you have for today is what you needed to get here up to today. Tomorrow you're going to need new skill sets because it's going to come with new challenges, right? So we're full of potential, right? We're full of potential, and we have to really, really hone in on that, start working on our skill sets to become better than who we were yesterday so we can have a better future.
I love that. And I mean, when you were outsourcing it, when you're outsourcing in the beginning, and now that you're here doing it on your own, I'm pretty sure it was hard in the beginning.
Yeah, and it's still hard. I have a person that has worked with me for the last year. I print overseas and they ship to me. So again, like learning every day. I'm not good with technology, so I had to learn that in its own way, and then learn to make my silks on a program, and then render it and get the right sizing, and then ship it to them for them to master it on their end, and then ship it back to me. Like, it's a process. But with that skill set has opened new doors. Like, I made a custom silk for someone's wedding. A year ago I made a custom silk for an artist in Toronto. It's just cool to expand in that way and open my doors to new opportunities, because it's just not classic things. It's unique and one of one from the inception.
One-on-one, I like that. And I got to host your first. We didn't get the IG live. A phone call came in.
It's okay.
So now we're gonna get right back there. I got to host your first pop-up that was downtown.
Yeah.
And let's take us back to that, like, cause you're moving up quick. Things are happening fast for you.
Yeah.
Usually when people start their business and things, it takes a while, but I don't know if it's because we talked about consistency earlier. So when you're consistent with something, sometimes blessings just come. Hard work pays itself. So when you're doing what you have to do, things will get lined up. And I know it wasn't easy. We talked about it.
It hasn't, and I've been very stagnant. There was moments where like nothing was moving. Like, I didn't feel creative. I was in a creative block space. I was dealing with my own moments of like, anxiety or overthinking, or the loss of my grandma and like her birthday coming up, and just, not channeling myself. Like, I wasn't focused. So those moments happened too, but I just started praying. Like, that's really it for me. Like, last year, my mom had said to me, you did so much, but what if you like fasted and prayed into the new year? What would that do for you? And like, just the way she worded it to me and the conversation we had, is like, okay, bet. When I fasted and prayed in January for 30 days, and like that discipline was hard and new for me, but it was necessary. And like, I got blessings last year too, but January till today, nah, like I would have never received half that I received if I didn't obey and follow the discipline of what my mom told me, but what God asked of me.
Dope. Now I want to talk about, where do you get your inspiration from?
Ooh, just my life, my surroundings. My parents are very trendy. They had me in a young era of themselves, and yeah, I think it just came from them, my mom and my dad, to be honest.
And I know your parents support you to the fullest. Your pop's an OG. Before I even knew he was your dad, it was always love. So when I found out at the pop-up shop at your first event, I was like, oh wow. And he's like, he never wanted to tell me he wanted it to be like this, so it would be organic.
Agreed.
And I felt that was, love. We talk about purpose and passion. When it comes to fashion, I feel like things are always changing.
Agreed.
Right? You have different seasons, spring, summer.
And you got to be
fall,
one
winter.
season ahead.
So how do you stay ahead of the curve while running a business, while doing everything you got to do in the back end? Is it like the whole team? Like, take us through that process.
My team is still growing and expanding. There's so many little parts that we still need to make this machine move so much smoother. But for what we have right now, we're great. Like, shout out my team. They're amazing. I couldn't be here without them. I've obviously gained and lost people along the way, but everybody's purpose mattered up until this point, So I appreciate them. And we consult as a team, but I usually make every call, to be honest, and I present it to them, and then they give me their feedback. I'm the engineer, I'm the photographer, I'm the creative director. Like, we do everything and share those ideas, but it comes down to me. So we just trendset and forecast. Neeks is really good at teaching me how to forecast. That's my brand ambassador and my best friend.
Shout out to Neeks.
Shout out to Neeks, yes. So she always okay, check this out. We check Gucci, we check Fendi, we check higher brands that we see ourselves, not as competition, but as inspiration, okay, how did they run this show, or what was their key concepts or colors? Just to trend forecast for ourselves and then keep it authentic to the inception. My ideas just kind of stem from what I've been through. Every collection is a story. So the patterns, the colors, the textiles, the textures, they matter. They mean something. So I'm sure to choose it properly.
There's a saying that goes, if you're a doctor, you want to hang around more doctors, or if you're a lawyer. So when you mentioned the fact about Gucci and Louis, Max, let's talk about why is it so important for us, as a brand or even individuals, to kind of not line ourselves along with the people who are probably doing what we're doing, but to learn from them, to get inspiration from them, to help us grow and become our better selves.
I'm gonna pull it back a little bit, because most importantly, when it comes to creativity in that field, it's different. Nobody's like you. It's different to get a mentor who's a doctor and you're trying to be a doctor, or somebody who owns a car dealership and you're trying to also own a car dealership. So creative people, their ideas only come to them, right? They're pushing beyond their boundaries. Nobody else sees what they see. Two creative people, they might be creative, but they have two different visions, two different ideas. So in that domain, it is very difficult for you to find somebody that aligns with you, but other than for you to free yourself and be yourself. And furthermore is being creative is tough. A lot of people think they are, but they're not. It's usually mimicking off original ideas. And we know one thing about why people buy is either they saw somebody else with it, or they heard about it. And in most cases, creative people are bringing something to the domain that haven't been seen before. So how do you convince people to buy into what it is that you're doing?
Yeah.
Right? So it's not only you got to free yourself, you got to bunker down to understand. You're giving
business side of it.
You're giving people something they did not want, or they did not ask for it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you stay the course, right? That's the key. That's why often when people want to start in the field of something that they're not sure of, and they get we talk about creative block, where you feel like there's no growth and what should you do, is stay true to yourself. Stay true to what it is that you're saying, because although people don't buy things because they're not aware of, most people don't know what they want to buy, right? And you heard that from the Apple business model is you got to tell people what they want, right? 100%. So if you always try to please your customers, and this is what we need, like I said, in advancement of where we are today, we won't have half of the things that we do now.
Yeah.
Right? So you always gotta line yourself up with the people in your domain, but creative people is it's still tough.
Box.
It's a different box. Because at the end of the day, you do not want somebody to the ceiling effect stop you from growth, right? That's what it is. It's when you reach your full potentials, that's the ceiling effect, that you can no longer surpass this. Right? So it's your vision, and people can, I think you should do this. This is what people like. But inside you, the burning desire is not gonna get accepted by everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, that well said. And I think that people listening will be able to it resonates with you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's so hard in a world where things you grab your phone, you go on social media, there's everybody doing this, doing that. You may feel there's just something, and it's not, I don't really call it distractions, but it can distract us.
It can be a distraction. You gotta honestly be true to yourself. Stay innovative with yourself. And like Max said, the ideas I have that I bring to my team, sometimes they're say, how'd you think of that? I don't know. It's just how my brain works, that's what I see. So then I ask them, what do you see? Because we can collab both ideas and make it a better idea. And I'm okay with that. Collaborations are big. So many growth experiences and new opportunities have come from collaborating. And the people that believe in me and I believe in them, and we just make magic. And, people didn't know they needed silk scarves until I started making them. You wear them for fun, but this pattern is representative of something, or the color is symbolic for something, or it definitely adds character
Dope. So right now the time is 11:11. So we make an affirmation. We don't do the wishes. We make affirmations. So I'm gonna say our affirmation for the day, and then we'll allow you to break it down and how you feel about the affirmation. So our affirmation for the day today is: I am ready for a wonderful day. This beautiful Monday morning, I'm letting myself be happy and get rid of negativity. Great things are waiting for me this week.
Amen.
So I'm gonna repeat that again. I am ready for a wonderful day. This beautiful Monday morning, I'm letting myself be happy and getting rid of negativity. Great things are waiting for me this week. So when you hear that, what comes to mind?
I agree with all of the above. This week is actually an impactful week for my business and my team. So I think it's fitting for Monday, top of the week.
Let's get into it. Why is it a big week for you and your team? Let's make that announcement right here.
You know what? You will definitely set me up because I wasn't ready for this announcement today. We were holding it till April 1st, but man,
you gotta give us the exclusive first, man.
I know.
You gotta give it the little job.
In January, I applied for Fashion Art Toronto, and the Inception collection got accepted, and we were taking in Fashion Art Toronto 2022 in May. So let's go. The runway.
There we have it. Let me see some. Yeah, let me see some fires. Let me see some things in the comments right here. Someone said that's my friend. Put some hearts. Yes.
Who's
there
that?
we have it. We got Neeks, of course, here by Karen. Small touch. But yes, you heard it here first.
Wow. Yeah.
And let's talk about that process. Sometimes I know we've had a couple guests in here where they've applied for certain things and they didn't even think of applying.
I didn't. Sure, guys.
It's coming like this international.
It's never the right time to make a harder decision.
I didn't. I wasn't prepared. So like again, I love that you guys opened this meeting, this podcast with a prayer. Like we're really big on that in my space as well. So top of the year, we prayed as a team and made a list of things we want to accomplish and like places we want to go and things I wanted to do and, you know, the goals for the team and for individuals on the team. But this wasn't on it, you know, and I had a friend, shout out Criminally Chic on Instagram. She DM'd me. She was like, I saw this and I thought about you. I'm like, okay. So I checked it out. She's like, apply. I'm like, okay. I got the registration application on January 12th and the due date was January 24th. So I had 12 days to like submit my life, you know? And I made it up. I just submitted what I thought was best to me. I had to pull an innovative idea. The application was like 20 pages. I had to submit my old collections, my proposed collection, and my current work, you know? And it seems very simple, but no, I had to pull out archives and make sure that it was top quality before I submitted it. And I submitted it, and the director of Fashion Art Toronto called me to say, I love your submission, but it's not clear to me. Like, I need you to submit drawings. I don't draw, guys. Like, I just design and I sketch, but not to submit, you know? So I went to my tattoo artist, told her what I wanted to do, stayed at her studio till 4 a.m, sketching everything in my brain. And then we perfected it, and I had to submit it that following Monday, and I got accepted on the Friday. So I didn't even submit my thing yet. Like, just off the strength of what I wrote and, like, you know, viewing my page and my website and just what we've been doing consistently and being disciplined in our craft. And I got accepted before I did the final work, you know, so that's God's work. Like, I got accepted 3 days after my fast ended. Again, like, just divine favor, divine order. So, yeah, man. Fashion Art Toronto 2022.
They're going crazy.
The Inception collection.
They're going crazy for you.
The Inception collection.
That's great. There's multiple things here, like so many things to take away from. Earlier you mentioned about starting something, not getting the support you need, but then you have a friend who reach out to you to show you opportunity that's for you, right? So sometimes it may not be what it is that you're looking for, right? When the time is right, the right people will show up.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Instagram friend, not even real life friend. So sometimes we worry so much about our loved ones and our close ones, but our blessings may not come from them, right? We always want the blessings from other places. And then two, you talked about the opportunity presented from, they reached out to you. In most cases, people are terrified that waiting for the right idea, they never get a chance. If it's for you, you're going to get it. You can't miss you. Because although it wasn't put together, she reached out to you and said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And that commitment, that discipline, knowing that this is not something you cannot do. Shout out your tattoo artist. Shout out your tattoo artist, right? Listen, it may not be in your circle, your immediate friends, right? It's a deeper calling. Get around the right people. We'll talk about the people that we get around will help you get to a place where you want to be, right? Because who you are, who you attract, is all dependent on who you've been, right? So to to get from one place to another place, it might require you to get around different kind of people, right? And in that story that she shares, there's so many things to take away from: the discipline, the commitment, knowing that what is right for you, that it may not come from your loved ones, it may not come from your immediate friends, but Instagram friends, social media. We always talk about that's what it really is, for a social network. Don't be afraid to DM somebody and tell them that this is what you're looking to do. Get around the right people in the right place.
Asking the right questions. Like, the worst thing they were gonna say is no, and I was already a no. We didn't have it anyway, so just reach out. And I've gotten 7 yeses in 3 weeks. Like, in anything that I've applied for, I got accepted into school. I'm in school right now. I'm in school at 1:30, guys. So like every day is something, you know. But it's good. It's great. Like, I did well last year, but this year is like, you can't go back. We're only going forward. So just stay the course, stay disciplined, grow, and expand your ceiling. There should be no ceiling.
And this is what I like about when you get something started. And like, this is why I always try to preach to people, like, when, I'm just nervous to start. What if it doesn't? You just gotta go.
You don't know what you don't know.
No, anybody, I can talk about the greats. Like, there's so many people, if they didn't start it, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be trials and tribulations. There's gonna be hurdles you gotta get off. But you know, it's all about the learning process. You can learn something every day. And if you're passionate about something, if something's on your heart telling you to do something, do it.
You have to do it.
It's there for a reason. It's on you for a reason.
But not just in business. I feel like in life, like acts of kindness, you know, like telling someone they look beautiful, or handing out gift cards, or helping the homeless, like giving back to the community. Like, don't hesitate because it doesn't seem cool, or you don't know who's going to support you. Just do it. And so much is going to come from that. And then you're going to realize, like, I love this. Why didn't I do this earlier? Or, you know, trust me, take that one step. A lot comes from that one step.
If you give, you have invested. Only if you're educated. If you think it's a loss, then I don't want to use the word, but the opposite of educated. But also, I want to talk about, like, you talking about yeses, everything else. So there's this thing when things go bad, they get worse, right? It's the Matthew principle. Those who have much more will be given, and those who don't, much more will be taken away from them, right? So you talk about not just in your business aspect, getting back in school. Can you talk about that? Is that kind of a law of attraction, abundance, everything falling your way? Because some people are in dark times, right? Some people are in dark places. They can't get out. They think that this is all life is, and this is all it'll ever be. I'm here to tell you it's not. I probably say that every Monday, and you probably, yeah, it's easy for you to say, my life has gotten worse since last Monday's episode, right? Yeah. So from your perspective, can you talk about the whole abundance and law of attraction and things working on your favor?
I would definitely say in this particular season, it's focus, law of attraction, manifestation. Faith and fear can't exist in the same space. So deep. It's like, you know.
Can you repeat that again?
Faith and fear cannot exist in the same space.
I like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to take that call.
Honing that in and really keeping that close to me. Like, I have moments, trust me, I'll call Neeks like, yo, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do, or what should I do next? But she just calms me down, or my mom will calm me down, or I'll just take a minute and pray. And I feel like you can't feel negative after you pray, or after you've manifested, or taken time for yourself to meditate on your day and realign yourself with what you want for that day. Take every day, one day at a time. Like, every minute matters. I'll plan for tomorrow. I wasn't gonna do this today. Like, you know, we planned, but we didn't prepare necessarily. And like, okay, let me move a couple things around so that I could be here. And I'm here, and I'm glad that I got to make it. But like, I didn't plan for this. So again, every minute matters. You can't forecast too much. Just take one step at a time. And with that, more things will come. But stay aligned with yourself. Silence the noise.
I love it. And you know, I today we have a lot of people engaging in our YouTube comments. So shout out to Sandra, shout out to Mom Heather, Queen B. I love it.
Thank you.
You know, to our people who are on our IG Live, make sure you check us out on YouTube Live. Soon we won't be on IG Live no more. We'll probably be on it for like 10-15 minutes to just remind people that we're getting live, and then we're going to head straight to our YouTube. Oh, more people are coming in. So beautiful. Just when you get in there, make sure you click that like button. It's very, very important. It helps with the algorithm and helps everything to grow. But I love your energy and vibe. Now, one thing I want to ask you, when you were starting this business, do you feel like you had to get out of your comfort zone in terms of, because I've seen you now in person and you're very vocal. Was this something that you always were? Because if you have it, you have it. But I want people to understand that when you're in this business, I think we went on a black screen on the YouTube. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're changing the angles. Okay. But talk about that process.
It's a growing process, guys. Man, trust me. I just feel like my mom always says they want to hear what you have to say, and like guys, I repeat these mantras in my head, like even now during this segment, you know, it's keeping yourself grounded. I'm a big personality. If you know me, you know. And I feel like it goes with who I am. But I have moments where I'm like, okay, what am I going to say? I asked you yesterday for questions. I want to prepare. Like, I want to be prepared so that I know what I'm getting into and that I take my time and speak well and don't miss anything. The worst is to go somewhere you always wanted to go and not fulfill what you wanted to fulfill in being in that space. So it was important to me to just prepare the best way I can. And yeah, I just want to crush it. Like, I want people to see Tay for who Tay is. And with the inception and Tay, like, I'm trying to brand myself as much as my business. So tying in the two is important and making sure they balance each other.
Shout out to Mummy. Mummy's in the YouTube live comments. Mummy's here. Hey, Mummy. One of the
morning, Mom. She's home.
Oh man, Mom is so meeting her that time, helping you, and you got the right support team, man.
I do.
Mom's in the studio with you late at night. We came and met up, and it's so important to have people we love and care about kind of help. It makes us feel good. Mm-hmm. That's why I get it sometimes when people, it's like when you're thinking about the people that could help support, it kind of distracts you or it'll throw you off because who wouldn't want that support? Mm-hmm. Like when you're there in the studio with your mom, it feels good to be doing something with the mom. That's your mom, that's your lady. So I love that she's here in the morning and she's like, hey,
she figured it out.
You know?
I'm proud of you, Mom.
But shout out to everybody coming in. I see
my dad too. Shout out my dad, Parma Media.
Mad. Pops, of course. Pops has always held it down for the city. He's a legend. So, you know, we're no one surprised that his daughter is doing big things. Thanks. And doing what she needs to do. Because, you know, you come from a family of great, talented individuals.
Thank you.
Now, when we talk about finances, right, there's so many aspects. Starting a business, getting grants, getting this stuff is not cheap.
This stuff is not cheap, and the truth is, guys, I haven't got one grant, and I haven't got one loan. This is just off the strength of my 9 to 5 that I left in September, off the faith of just doing my business. Like, I mean, if you know grants and you want to help me write a grant, DM me, help me out.
Network,
because
guys,
it's necessary.
Network.
But yeah, like, it hasn't been easy. My family is super supportive, help me in whatever way they can, but I worked. Like, I went to school for community justice services and psychology. Mm-hmm. So I worked with developmental adults in care for about 6 years, and then young offenders in closed custody. So just you know, honing in on that, I love it. I might do it again just because I love it. But I want to just focus on me. Pandemic came, I want to get the vaccine, work became crazy. Okay, like, let's just focus on inception. And I wasn't able to give 110 before to inception, and since September, hit the ground running, and now we're here. So the sacrifice was necessary.
I want to just put this out there for everybody because a lot of people don't know. So it's crazy sometimes. So everybody who's watching, because I seen somebody say there's a website, toronto.ca. If you go to it and you search, you could just literally write up grants, and every grant that is possible in the city of Toronto, it all pops up. So right now we have about 614.
All right.
So, you know, go to toronto.ca.
Make that sacrifice. But most importantly, you don't want to get back into working your 9 to 5. Because there's entrepreneurship has become this cool thing. I'm an entrepreneur, and people fail businesses because they don't want to put much of their own money in it, or they don't have much money themselves, or like people just flat out not wanting to do a 9 to 5. But regardless of what it is, even if you don't like that job, talk about saving, building that foundation, that capital of your hard-earned sweat. Right? And put it into something, you know, because I do a lot of angel investments for a lot of startup businesses, and one of the things that I look at and look for is how much have you invested in it yourself. Because until I know that you have put your own blood and sweat into it, I don't think it doesn't mean much to you. Right? Because you haven't made much sacrifice for something that you want me to invest in. I cannot invest in your dream. The dream came to you. So I got to know you have given it all. So talk about doing that 9 to 5. Whatever they pay you, not being enough for you to still save. Make that sacrifice to invest in yourself and your brand.
9 to 5. I've done 9 to 5 since I graduated college. I interned at the group home that I worked out for like 6 years, and then they transferred me to closed custody penitentiary for youth in Pickering. And at these times I wasn't driving, so taking go bus, regular bus, like just maneuvering, you know. And it was necessary, but at the time I didn't know I was gonna do this. Like, I was just working because I love to work. And then I went into Zara. I worked at Zara for about 3-4 years, and that shaped me. Like, I can pay homage to Zara. Like, it definitely shaped me. Customer service, styling. I did windows, so I like to do visual merchandising. Like, I got to feel textures, see the truck, like how, you know, a business runs on the back end. And like, little did I know that it was going to be applicable and beneficial for me now. So yeah, working a 9 to 5 is necessary. Like, even if I just pick up like a job to have something on the side of inception, it's only to go right back into inception, and that's okay.
Humility, nothing is above you. A lot of people don't know this with all the investments and all the things. I personally do work myself, which is always fascinating to people. I work with youth in the same field in psychology.
Okay.
So it's just a sense of knowing that nothing's above you, like that humility to that you're gonna do whatever it takes. And when you have that mindset, you know, there's only room for more. That whatever you are grateful, but you're open. I'm thankful for everything that I do have, but I'm opening my arms for what is yet to come.
Yeah.
Right?
There's so many places that I haven't been
Guys,
yet.
let's have the humility. I know this day and age has become so cool to be an entrepreneur. Not work, not nothing. You gotta pay the price. You cannot have it all. You cannot have it all. By that I mean you have to pay the price to have something that you want, right? I know I often use the whole gym analogy. Like, you cannot say I want to be in shape and not go to the gym and eat all the food that you want. There's a pay price to action. There's a balance that you got to find yourself what works best for you, right? And through those moments in the downtime, going in situations that you feel that is below you is where you learn the most. Like her that she just mentioned, working in Zara. Right, she didn't know she was planning this. It just happened, and through those moments is where you learn most, right?
And Zara was not easy.
I can imagine.
Not easy. And at the time, I didn't see the value in it. It was more so like just go to a job, hustle, make the money. And I was working that while working in my field after college. So I didn't see the value, I promise, but I see it now. And I still have those connections. Like my manager, shout out to Hania, she's amazing. I still talk to her. I gained great coworkers that became friends that like they had their own businesses. So like we collab and do things, you know? Everything in life is a full circle. You have to be good to people and be good to yourself because it's going to be beneficial for you in some way, shape, or form along the way.
You never know who's who.
You don't know
You'll
who's
be
who.
surprised.
At all. And it's like, even down to me, you know? Like I'm Tay, but I'm the inception. So it's like, yesterday we went out and some girl was like, you inspire me, as she's dancing. And I was like, what? And she goes, you inspire me. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I didn't know her, but she know me, you know? And like, that matters. Like, that's the impact that I just want to make, like, in this world. That's my blessing. And whatever way I inspire her, I appreciate that. And for her to say that to me goes a long way. So thank you.
Never underestimate the power of influence. You never know whose life you might be changing. Always do good. People are watching. You may not see them. So never underestimate the power of influence. So while you just finished with that, I guess that kind of talks about purpose. What's your purpose? What's your mark? What do you want this to turn out to be? What's your purpose? What are you using to fulfill? Because that's what Motivation Monday is all about, passion and purpose.
I want to tell my story through garments, not through words, you know, through the collection, through prints. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here, you know? Like, life could have taken me out so many times and like, my purpose wasn't fulfilled opposed to God. Like, he brought me back every time to keep going. So I feel like just kind of relaying that, and as you hone in on each collection, I've launched 4 collections thus far. My biggest collection, which is going to be in Fashion in Toronto, comes in May, and like, yeah, this is big for me. I wasn't making clothes, I was just making accessories. So branching into fur and like learning that game, and then making coats, and then going back into silk now for spring, summer, and making clothes. It's just like growing, guys. Like, you guys think I know what I'm doing every day. I don't. I just wake up and go and move off the strength of what I know, and then gain so much more along the way. So it's feeding into me, and it's working. So I just intend to leave a mark, leave a legacy, and I want to give back. Like the last collection we did last spring was in honor of my grandmother, and it was called Safe Landing. So with those proceeds, I gave 10% to the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, as she died from a brain aneurysm. So going forward, like whether it's youth, whether it's mental health, whether it's the foundation again for my grandmother, something always has to give back at least once a year until I'm in a position to do it 3 times a year, because we count by 3s.
I love that.
Yeah.
Use your passion to fulfill your purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of Tassandra agrees with that. She's like, she did a program as well and then started working with them. So
nice.
You're correct. That's for 4 years. I'm seeing a lot of things from here too as well too. Keisha, you're getting your flowers and you're getting your love. And that's what I love about your energy. And since I've met you, since I've known you, and the growth that I'm seeing, And even though we talked about this, it still shocks me that you started this in the pandemic because so much is happening. Like yesterday, we were talking about Toronto Fashion Week, and African Fashion Week is going to be coming as well too. So I'm going to manifest and put that out there too. That
get it in the door.
Then we'll go to New York, February.
Yes.
So
Vegas in August.
you know what I mean? As long as you know the days. Paris is in the summer. There's a lot that you can do. And what I love about these other fashion shows, like we had Rainy here by Solar, and we went to New York 2015, I believe, 2016.
Yeah.
Toronto has been in these spaces.
Okay.
So it's not like I always tell people, start local and go global.
Yeah.
You may think it's too big, but it's not that.
It's not. Nothing is bigger than you. Like, you could do anything you want. This whole world was created by people and things. Obviously God, but like everything is possible. Like everything is possible. So definitely go after everything you want. No dream is too big. You just have to work for it. Like, every day we're striving. We've checked off so many things on our list and added things to our goals that we didn't anticipate. So it's only March.
First quarter going
strong.
First quarter going. Yeah. You don't have faith. Like you said earlier, faith and fear can't coexist in the same spot.
Love it. Yeah.
Faith is the ability to see things that don't yet exist.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it is. Keep the faith. It's the ability to see things that don't yet exist, right?
And even you working as I didn't know that you should hit them up, try to get a collaboration in the future.
I did, and they said they don't do that, but I feel like I gotta produce it first and then go back.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes that no can be a yes too.
Yeah.
It just makes you go back to the drawing board.
Adjustment.
But dope. I want to use this time. If anyone want to ask any questions, we encourage people to ask questions. You got the YouTube live chat going.
Love it.
Good. I love that too. It's always about engagement, but feel free to ask questions. Oh, right away it popped up. I like that. I didn't get to finish what I was about to say. All right. Andrew Jebby, what are some sacrifices you've made that you realize are blessings now?
Hey Andrew, lots of love. Sacrifices I made that are blessings now. Man, this is a good question. I would say...
Deep. That was a deep question.
This is live. Like, I'm thinking about it, guys.
Truth be told, they always pay off. Like, they always will pay off. I mean, I guess one thing that you can't talk about is, although you didn't get grants or loans, I know you specifically talk about a sacrifice of delayed gratification, right? Making sure that you're not spending your money, saving it to contribute to what it is now. Because you said these things are expensive. They're not giving it to you for free.
Yeah.
So I know people always, because for the young adults, people deal with it so much, delayed gratification, that instant gratification, wanting to buy this, I have one of my mentors say, don't be afraid to let something miss you. Sit down, right?
Yeah.
So I know there's trips that you couldn't win, but you have to stack your money. I know there's things that you couldn't buy.
So little things like that, things like that for sure. Whether it's little family gatherings, trips for sure. I think for me though, at forefront of my mind would be leaving my job. Like I've worked my whole life. Like out of college, I had a job before I even graduated. Then I worked there. Then I graduated from there, went somewhere better, and then it just got crazy and it wasn't fun anymore. Like I didn't enjoy it, and I work with developmental adults, so I was getting beat up at work. Like I was doing reports every day. Like little things were happening, and then I wasn't feeling appreciated. So leaving my job was scary, but looking back, even a month later, I didn't regret it. I just knew that I had to win. There was no going back. Okay, so what do you do now? Make a plan, make a game plan. And I didn't even tell my dad right away when I left my job. He found out about my pop-up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know, it just didn't come up. My mom, I live with her, so we talk about stuff. But with that, I know my dad was like, kind of dad not impressed. Like, okay. But then I did my pop-up. And the Monday after my pop-up, my dad said, I believe in you. And work with Inception for 365 days straight. And if that doesn't get you to where you want to go, at least pick up a part-time job to bubble with your business. But otherwise, do it. Hit the ground running. And him telling me that just sealed everything. It's okay. I could do this. Some days you make $5, some days you make $5. Some days you make 5 racks. But that's, you charge it to the game. That's how it goes. And I love that sacrifice. And every day we're winning in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's a network, whether it's a new model, whether it's a new contract, whether it's a new studio, whether it's something. And if it's a loss, it's not. It's a lesson. And I've gained and learned from it. And I love it. I love it here.
Mommy says just jump. Sometimes you gotta just jump.
Yeah.
That leap of faith.
Yeah.
And what I love about that is there's so many people in situations where there's jobs they don't like. you can do something about it. If you're not happy where you are,
Change it.
And we talk about the topic where it's you versus you.
Yeah.
You can either sit there, complain, and be stressed and not be happy and do nothing about it, and nothing's gonna come out of that. Or
we're not stuck.
You know, you can work on something. Because I always tell people, if you're gonna work a 9 to 5, put 8 hours a day, at least give yourself 1 to 2 to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whether it's working on yourself or your brand. If you're willing to give somebody else those 8 hours, what are you willing to give yourself?
But now it's not 8-hour days. It's every day. It's all day.
Yeah, the dark side of entrepreneurship always leave out.
You don't, like, I'm taking naps. Like, we got home at 5 today. I had to be here for 10. I got here at 10:30. Guys, like, we just take naps. There's no sleeping. You just have to wake up and go. Like, that is what you have to do every day. But it gets you pumped. Like, when I sleep until 9, it's like, yo, I missed 2 hours. Like, I'm late. The day is now done. The day is done. The day is done. Like, going on the commuting too. I live very far. I live out of town. So I commute to Toronto almost every day or once a week, or I make it work, you know, but you have to time it. Everything's strategic. Like, okay, 400, you have to go south at this time because the traffic, or if I'm going to Milton where my studio is, like, that highway's dumb. You have to know everything, be strategic. I don't like driving around for no reason. Gas is not cheap. You gotta be on point, gotta be strategic.
You cannot relate.
Yeah, you know, you gotta be on point.
It's funny, I know they were talking about gas going to $2 a couple months ago, and I thought it was a joke. The other day I was like, it's really but you know, it is what it is. I want to talk about, how do you feel when you see your brand in international spaces, different countries, when people are traveling? Well, how's that feeling like?
It's beautiful. Like, I feel like it's kismet. You know, they've arrived before I got to arrive. My brand has gone to 3 countries that I've never even been to before. You know, so that's beautiful for me. I'm honored that those individuals want to take me with them, you know, and that's what Inception is about. It's about a journey. It's about traveling. It's about finding yourself in each place that you're in. So the fact that my brand and my clothing gets to be displayed in other countries and get recognized, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope to be global and international with myself and my team very soon. But kudos to those people shipping and ordering from across seas, coming to me at the studio to pick up things the day before their flight. Like, guys, I'm on your time. I'm on your time. I'll be there every time. Call me. Promise.
And we're not even gonna hope. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I love it, and the you know, I'm seeing there's one girl who says, "We love you, Tay. Keep up the great work." That's Keys. Neeks. I love Neeks. Neeks is, me and Neeks go way back. So I you know, it's good to see that you have good people around you that are helping you. And you know, give us a typical rundown of like a photo shoot, like when because you don't play with the different concepts and different seasons.
I love it.
You always got to stay, you know, on different on trend. But what is that process like, and why is that important in the fashion business and fashion piece?
You gotta be memorable. You gotta be memorable, and like, I know that, but I didn't think about that. I just know that's what I gotta do, you know. So with the photo shoots, I planned them myself. I live out of town, like I said, so there's a lot of rural areas and like farmland and cool open spaces. So we shoot a lot outside. Rain, shine, snow, it doesn't matter. My team knows that's what we're doing today. We're gonna set a certain amount of time. I leave the car running so that you can take a break when it's cold. Like, we make it work. Shout out to DB Visuals and Host the Shooter. Those are my 2 photographers in my pocket. Like, I'll call them today, for tomorrow they're available. They make themselves available. I appreciate them 110%. We just build mood boards, visionaries, seeing things. I always make something and then Ali hoop it to Neeks, and then she edits it, adds it, and then sends it back to me. Sometimes we just go off of whatever's in our brain, trial and error. I think we've only had 2 bad shoots, and like, I say bad in the sense you pay for it, you buy all these props, and then the images were just not well. Like, I didn't have a good shooter, or they didn't edit well, and then I had to do the whole look again. And photo shoots are not cheap, like, you know, so it adds up, guys. Like, it's a lot, but it's important to me to execute it 110. My mom is there. She's the lady steaming, she's pinning, she's fixing flowers, she's fixing our hair. Like, yeah, everyone's hands-on, very hands-on deck. It's usually it's usually a 6 to 8 hour shoot when it's like a big turnover collection. We have content days as well, in the midst of a collection, but overall, planning, shopping, going on Pinterest, thinking outside the box. Things that are weird are cool to me, so that's what we do.
I like it.
Yeah.
And this is proof that shows hard work pays off. Now, Toronto
Literally.
Fashion Week, like this is something that is a staple in the city, and
man.
everybody, I know every fashion designer in the city loves, like they know they got to be there or would love to be a part of it. Not everybody gets to, so you being able to, we got to hear it first here.
Yes, guys, this is the exclusive.
The Motivation Monday breaking news segment today, but you deserve it. You've put in the work.
Thank you.
You know, and there's more is gonna come out of it. You know, I know the guy who actually runs the African Fashion Week Toronto, so
dope.
make sure you message me. I'll connect you with him right away.
Okay.
I have no problem. He's a good friend of mine. He's been doing his thing, so that's an easy one too. And we're just gonna keep the ball rolling. Before we wrap up, we still got a couple of things I wanna. If there's something you could tell your younger self, what would it be?
Wow. Something I would tell my younger self would be, it doesn't last forever. Whether that's negative or positive, you know, I feel like I really sat in things mentally. Even now, like I still have my struggles, you know, I'm not gonna lie, but I've worked better on coming out of them faster, you know, but I really sit in my sorrow or be sad about the lack of support or be sad I didn't get the opportunity that I wanted or just honing in on it. But it's like, why? Like, no, just brush your shoulders off. You have 72 hours to be sad about it, and after that 72 hours, we're done. Like, what's next? Because so much has already transpired in those same 72 hours that you weren't focused on because you're still focused on what happened 72 hours ago. Like, you know? So just, it doesn't last forever.
It doesn't last forever. Like that. Pain is temporary. That's a good slogan I believe in. And write your sad times in sand and write your good times in stones.
I love that. Say it again.
Write your sad times in sand and write your good times in stones.
Okay? And faith and fear can't coexist in the same space.
That's the takeaway.
2 takeaways for the day.
Faith and fear can't coexist. Write your bad times in sand and write your good times in stones.
I think it's easier to brush your shoulders when you got some fur on. So make sure you guys do shop the Inception collection. Different collections. You know, the Fire and Ice. I love that one.
Thank you.
That was one of my. I was in Ghana with yourself and people were loving it. Like and you know, they're like, "Where's that?" I'm like, Toronto. Like for real. Like so, it's good to see what is coming out of our city. The talent we're so talented.
We are, and we're so underrated. And like we need to support each other more. Like it sounds so biased because I'm in the seat, but no, like I know for even myself, I didn't support as much as I could have when I was an entrepreneur. But now that I am, I get it, and I'm there. I'm at every pop-up if I can be. I'm at every show. Even if it's not my niche market, it could be, I don't know, a painter. It could be a hairstylist show. Like, I'm there. All my friends are entrepreneurs in some way. So whenever I can be there, I show up. Because I know, like, that 1% makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask. I remember the first time I met you was at a party. And then you asked me to come out that weekend. And I showed up. So you never, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about it, because I see K-Pop said, just jumped in here as well too.
Gang.
Heather, Mom says congratulations on Toronto Fashion Week as well too.
Thank you.
The flowers are coming. But why is it so important for you to be in these different spaces as you're growing your brand? Pop-up shops, doing your own, going to other people's. Why is it so important to network and connect with others while building your brand?
I feel like once you get into those spaces, it's go time. Like your mentality changes the minute your foot enters that door. Like whether it's anxiety because you're excited or because you're nervous, regardless, you know that it's a change of tone. So you're now more witty and more prepared for new opportunities. Like you're innovative with yourself. You think about, okay, like how can I be beneficial here? And like for me, I say with confidence that like I'm an asset to anything I'm a part of because I know what I bring and what I can do and like how I can add to something. You know, my first project of the year was working with a Filtra. He's a painter. Shout out Art Life on Instagram. I was like, yo, I want to do something cool, but I don't paint. So I went to him and he painted a canvas for my Valentine's Day shoot. And then we took that canvas and scanned it and put it on silk. And now I've printed it. So it's coming, it's loading. But like, again, just collaborating. Like he's an artist. That doesn't really have to do with me, but it does. Still in the same creative niche, you know? So just think outside the box and there's always space for you in every pocket. Like Motivational Mondays, I get to speak on myself and my business, work on public speaking, being on live. I don't be on live.
You got to start doing it though. Because when you're in the studio, trust me.
We got to do it. We got to.
Things when we talk about creativity, you got to show the world what you have to offer. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid to post whatever skills that you have to offer the world. There's never a perfect time. right?
Yeah, just do it.
Perfection equals paralysis, right? Just grab your phone. Who cares if you go on live and there's one view and there's two view and there's one like? Guys, I know this for a fact. There's people who are watching who may not even have Instagram.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, how? I'm telling you, it happens. They'll come across your page either through the web or something. So don't be afraid. All right, you may not get the results or the feedback that you're looking for. Eventually, it's all about growth, right? So you can start to appreciate the good times when you know about the hardship and the beginnings. That's the only way we could truly enjoy our good times.
And I like that. Monique said your network is your network. And you know what's crazy? Because me and Wavy and my boy Lewis, we were at this event on Saturday, and I was so tired. Like the night before, I did Jalen's gala.
Yes, nice.
So we had to be up like 8:30, 9:30. We worked till about 3:30, and after that, I'm like, okay, I got the team together. We got to finish this deck, edit everything. And I was tired. I was like, yo, I want to go home and sleep because I have a long night ahead. But I'm like, I got to sacrifice and put these hours in. We worked for like 2 hours, and literally we went to somewhere I wasn't supposed to go. Ran into the lady that works at the city of Toronto and is head of finances.
Wow.
We know each other, but she was so happy to see me. But even me, I forgot that she was in my network. But it was like that time that we sacrificed to do that work. If we didn't do that, if I said I was too tired and went home, I would have missed that.
Yeah.
And literally right after we're done this episode, I got to email her and shoot her shit, yo, send it to me. But me and Wavy were literally laughing about it because like, yo, it's so crazy. But I'm so happy I took those 2 hours to sit down and work on what we were doing. And you know, it's not easy, yo, because you gotta
stay organized.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta stay organized.
Oh my goodness.
You got to. I have one little backpack that comes with me everywhere I go. It weighs more than
another car.
Yo, it's a lot. I have like 7 books. Each book is for something different, whether it's school, whether it's my finances, whether it's a collection. Photo shoot has its own book. Like, you know, you gotta stay organized. That's one thing. You got to. My phone, calendar, everything. Write it down 4 times. It's rather be there 4 times opposed to you miss it once. That's an opportunity you miss.
So on your free time, what are you doing? Do you like to read books? Do you like to are you watching YouTube tutorials, or like what are you doing when it comes to your brand?
I don't really have that much free time, to be honest, but I watch runway shows. Okay. I watch different ways to create new things. I'm not a perfect sewer. I'm still learning. Like there's so many things I don't know how
process.
To do. Yeah, so I actually just bought a new serger. And I have no clue how to even string it, but it was on sale, and it's an industrial machine, so it's an upgrade opposed to a tabletop machine, and it was a good price. I couldn't let it go, so I bought it with faith and favor, and I'm gonna learn how to use it, and that's what I do, just try to figure things out. And I like to do fun stuff. I like karaoke, I like skiing, I like going to eat good food. Yeah, I like to be around my family and friends when I can. But it ends up being business, and even if it's for 10 minutes, we end up talking about the next move to make, the next dollar that's gonna come, the next initiative to give. It's always business. Circles back to that.
Dope. I just thought of a little idea because my homegirl Nikwali, she just got her stuff in an African shop in Bramley City Center.
Nice.
And I think you two would be a dope because she's part of Toronto Fashion Week too. You guys are both African. I think you guys, and she's talked to me about your brand, like the clothes, like she liked what it is. So
nice.
I definitely want to connect you guys.
Yeah.
And
she does a lot of prints.
Yes.
Dope. Yeah,
community is small, but we're very, very powerful. Yeah. Max, any last things before we get out of here?
No, just to take away a message, I love that verse you mentioned about faith and fear can't coexist, and you just gotta leap, and when you jump on your way down, your wings will grow. Don't be afraid.
Love that.
When you jump,
yeah, safe landing, baby. Safe landing.
Too much, you'll be alright. Unforeseen grounds. Don't play that. It's better. The devil we know is better than the devil we don't know. Right.
And to any last words, and please let them know where they can find you on your social media handles, website, email, all of that. If anyone's looking to buy or purchase anything.
Guys, just follow your purpose. Like, now that I found it, I think life just begun. I just been, I guess living or existing, but now is a different type of time. Once you figure out what you want to do, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and how you can give back, as you have to give back. Everything has to give back tenfold. It'll come back to you, So hone in on that and take it and run. It's only the first quarter. We're coming strong. So keep going. Keep staying motivated in your own self. Reach out to people and be an inspiration for those around you, whatever that looks like. You can definitely find me on the Inception Collection, THEE3 Inception_collection on Instagram. My personal page is Queen Tay, has 2 A's in Tay. And Fashion Out Toronto, follow my Instagram. We're gonna do an announcement publicly April 1st. So with that, you'll find more details about how to get your ticket. I'm gonna offer a discount code. There'll be silks available. If you're coming to support T3IC, you need a silk. Come strong. I want the whole section to look like Inception. So
Ooh, the whole section to look like Inception with the bars.
Okay, so we're gonna offer silks for you guys through the website, inceptioncollection.com. Guys, keep up with how we're coming.
Turn those post notifications on.
Yeah.
Mom, MCE, the Motivation Mondays crew, just want to shout you guys out for running this amazing platform, benefiting our community. Thank you, Mom. The team, you know, Talise is in here, Wave is in here, Max to my right. You're part of it too, just by being here. But we appreciate you guys, and we love the support we get. Like some days I read some of our surveys. There's a survey in our link tree, so if anyone wants to fill out our survey, we just want to know how you found about it. I'd be reading it, I'm just like, wow, we're working on our deck putting it. I'm like, yo, it's crazy how like it helps me. This literally helps me out. People ask me about how you do it, because I've had this for literally, we're on week 94, I believe, or 97, and it's like this month, like this also helps me. So as much as we're doing it, it's helping everybody. There's one thing I want to talk about quick before we leave, and Max,
is there questions here?
Max, someone asked, Andrew said, can you repeat the write your sorrows in sand quote again? Write your sorrows in sand, and then
write your sad times in sand, and write your good times in stones.
We're gonna clip that part as well too, and make sure we put that out in the shorts or on our page. One thing before we leave out of here, because this, what you do, I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing that you do that I love, and I hear people complain about this all the time. When they have a brand and they can't find models, they don't want to wear their own stuff and get into it. You get she
got model in the back.
If you can't find it, you're doing it and you're getting it out there. And a lot of people are so shy. Talk to me about that before we get out of here, and why it's so important, because some people wait and you'll miss out. Like if you're waiting for something or you're emailing or waiting for people to reach out to, you'll miss out. Sometimes you got to do it yourself. Why is that important, and why do you do that if things are not like, I don't know the whole process behind it, if that's the actual plan, but you kill it. Like I gotta give you your flowers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm comfortable behind camera. I feel like this is new, this live and like talking, but when it comes to photography, like no one can execute the vision like me. And I can share it and they might kill it, but it's not me, you know? So certain things, I don't even want it to be me. Like the other day I wanted to do a shoot, and I told my photographer I wanted ginger. He's like, you're being so, what did he say? You're being too specific. I said, okay. I went to the mall and I was leaving and I found a ginger. Now she models for me. Like, no, I said it, I want it, I have it. Like, that's just how it's gonna go, you know? So when it comes to me, time waits for nobody. I get very frustrated. I do, I'm working on it. I get very frustrated when things don't go my way. So it's like, this didn't happen because I was waiting for somebody else. I should've just did it myself. So I do it myself. And when I start doing it, everyone wants to do it with me now. So then it's like, okay, so you see, I make it happen. It has to happen.
And that's why I wanted to, you know, before we get out of here, because I understand it's not easy. People ask like, I just want to be behind the scenes.
At first, I didn't want Inception to be Tay's brand. I just wanted it to be the Inception collection. And I wanted to be like Tommy Hilfiger. Like, who's that? You don't know what he looks like, you know? But that's just not what the order was supposed to be, and I'm okay with it. I love it here. I appreciate the recognition. I appreciate the flowers. I appreciate being the face of my brand, because I represented the best. And, you know, everyone to follow knows the standard. So if you're coming, come correct. And I appreciate everyone who's supporting me thus far.
And last thing before we go, what is the motto behind the brand, the Inception Collection?
Say that again.
What's your motto? What is like
aspiring to inspire, remaining unapologetically yourself, and breaking all boundaries and barriers that you have set or the world has set against you.
With that said, that's a mic drop right there, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up episode 25. Quincy's daughter Joyce is giving you some on points over there. So and shout out to her too, because I've seen her some of the shoots as well too.
Yes, Quincy was at my last pop-up. She does live gems, tooth gem. So she did live in my pop-up shop. It was dope. Guys, follow her too. Style Smiles. I love everybody. Like, everyone's doing something. That's so important to me. Like, whether it's your 9 to 5 or your entrepreneurship journey, you can't be doing nothing. Sorry.
Facts. So shout out to everybody on our IG live, to our YouTube. If you're on our IG live right now, make sure you follow Motivation Mondays. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Meet us on our YouTube. Make sure you see the videos, because we do this for the community, and it's gonna get bigger and better. So
before I go, I want to thank you guys, for Motivation Mondays. I don't tune in every Monday. I tune in when I can, but I love you guys. I appreciate you. Max, you're new to me, but you've been blessing to me. You're very humble. I appreciate your spirit, your wisdom, your intake on your input on things. And Ebone, it's always been love from day one. Now you guys have grown into Motivation Mondays. This was through pandemic as well. So we needed it. Like, we needed the motivation, and I really loved your last couple segments. My inspirations from Toronto are honestly Rainy and the fashion industry and Plaza Couture. So when I seen them on the show, I was like, okay, like, they're still doing what they need to do, and you guys have got them on this platform, which is beneficial for them. So thank you for putting this on for our community and wanting to have me on your show.
No problem.
Thank you for coming in. And note to that, I know you're our final guest for Women's Month.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean we're not going to have women on for the rest of the year. We just wanted to strictly dedicate all March for women, but yes, all women are welcome.
And we did it. We did it.
So we're going to keep it going. So really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you once again for tuning in, and everybody else. We appreciate the love and support.
Follow me, The Inception Collection. Check out the website, and Fashion of Toronto News comes April 1st. If you're coming to the show, keep up with how we're coming. All the information is coming to you soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Motivation Monday. I'm MC Ebone.
Queen Tay, The Inception Collection.
By MaxTheSpeaker.
Making the uncool cool.